Okay, hey, welcome to the shop. We're working on a boat. It's a channel where we share tips and tricks to help you working on your boat and to have a great time while you do it. The jokes are campy, the production value is cheap, but the information is priceless. So stay tuned. My name's Eric with New Point Marine. Grab your tool bag. Let's work on a boat. All right, welcome to the shop. We are working on a boat. Today I thought we'd do something a little bit different in that it's the holiday season. Christmas is coming, and we're all out doing our holiday shopping now, and I'll bet you that you have somebody on your list that's maybe a little hard to buy for. Maybe they've already got everything that they want. So it can be tough to shop for people like that. I mean, you could just come right out and ask them what they want for Christmas, but you know, you might go something like this. Okay, so what do you guys want for Christmas?
You don't have to buy us anything. We have everything we could possibly want.
Mm-hmm. You know, that may be what they say, but what they really mean is... So what do you guys want for Christmas this year?
I don't know. You have to figure that out. And it better be something good.
So with that in mind, since our channel here is about helping people with their DIY projects on their boat, what I thought I'd do is present a few suggestions for holiday gifts that maybe you wouldn't normally think of, but are things that will really be appreciated by the person who receives it while they're working on their boat. So let's get started. Okay, so what do we get for the boater who has everything already? Well, our first two items here that I'll talk about kind of go hand in hand. And this would be my first suggestion. This is a digital multimeter, volt ohm meter, with a clamp. We call this an amp clamp. It's used to measure current. Now, most boaters out there, they do have a voltmeter or digital multimeter on board, but the clamp is what makes this shine. So we can use this to measure current flowing through a wire. So what we do is just that goes around the wire, and then we can see the current flowing through that wire very quickly, very easily, and accurately. So it can tell us a lot. And once you learn how to use this tool, it just opens up a whole new world in your diagnostics. So I would recommend the first one, a digital multimeter with a amp clamp. But when you go to buy one of these, look for the one that will measure both alternating current and direct current, AC and DC. Because a lot of the measurements we need to take on our boat are direct current. There's the more inexpensive meters will measure only alternating current with the clamp, and that's limited value to us. We really want the meter with direct current measurements too. And you don't need to spend a great deal of money on these. This is the one I use day in and day out. I have for several years, and it does great. It's accurate enough for what I want to do, and the price point is about $100. So you can go big and spend a lot of money and get the bells and whistles, but you know, a basic digital multimeter, excuse me, with an amp clamp that will register alternating current and direct current. Okay, so the second item kind of goes along with the clamp meter. Now, what do you say if, well, they already have this tool, or you want something to kind of complement this tool? Well, I would say get a really good set of test leads. They go with the meter. Now the test leads that come with them, that come with the meter, they're adequate. They'll do okay. But the nicer ones, they are usually a little more robust, usually longer. And the really nice thing about good test leads is the tips are interchangeable, and the leads should come with a selection of tips. So this being able to put an alligator clip on your test lead. Just makes the work a real joy. It makes it so much easier. And we have a selection of tips that we can exchange on the probes here. So a digital multimeter with an amp clamp and a really good set of test leads. You can find these at your big box tool stores. These are online, easy to find, not that expensive. Okay, so the next item is really simple, super affordable, and will give, this is just so useful. And it's one of these. It's a simple plastic tray with one corner open. This is called a sorting tray or a sorting funnel. Just a couple dollars online, easy to find. But the value in this is, let me show you. I bet we all have, somewhere in our shop or even on our boat, we have the mystery cup of fasteners. And I need a tiny little black screw to mount a circuit breaker, and I think I put one in this cup. So I can try and shake it out, I can dump it on the table, but then I gotta put it all back together again. But watch how easy this is. Little black screw. A little black screw. And when I'm done, and the mystery cup can go back to where it lives. These things will be appreciated by whoever receives it, I guarantee it. Okay, so another really simple tool that will be very appreciated by any boater, I think, is a set of these. This is just a set of utility cutters that use a replaceable blade. This is just a utility knife razor blade that'll go right in there. And these are super simple, super cheap. This pair is made by Sea Dog, so you can find them at marine chandleries or online. And I'll show you what makes these things so wonderful, especially for cutting something like a dock line. That goes in there, and how about that? Like a hot knife through butter. These things are wonderful, and once you have a pair in your hand and you start using them, you'll say, wow, how did I live so long without them? Especially since they're just so cheap, just a couple of bucks for these. So another idea, utility cutters. Okay, so the next item that I would suggest for the hard to buy for boater, it's kind of funny to me because I will be working on a client's boat and I'll pull one of these out and they're like, what is that? What is that? And what it is stepped drill bits. As you can see, it's a drill bit, but instead of being the normal twist, this has multiple sizes stacked along the bit. Now, the wonderful thing about these is when we have to drill into something like a thin piece of metal or a piece of plastic, and something like this big twist bit is going to, it can bind, it can crack. These don't do well in thin stuff. They tend to grab and want to spin the drill. But twist bits don't really do that, and they come in all kinds of different sizes and configurations, and you can just get the set. These things, when you start using them again, it really makes working on your boat life a lot easier, because these cut a very nice clean hole in thin stuff, and they don't grab and bind like a twist bit. The price point on these, you can get like the really good ones, and they can be expensive. Around here, we get these whenever they go on sale at our little discount tool shop or tool store. We go in and buy a bunch of them because around here they tend to get lost before they get dull. So we buy the cheap ones by the bunch. But twist or excuse me, stepped drill bits. A set of stepped drill bits will be appreciated. All right, so the next item I would say any DIY boater would like to have is a battery tester. Now, the tester that I'm talking about is called a conductance battery tester. Now, I have the one we use around here, and these things are wonderful. I'm going to put out a video about battery testing and how we use these. And if you've not made the leap to lithium and you're still loving the lead acid, this is almost an indispensable tool to have. The beauty of these is that you can test the battery safely and without the battery needing to be fully charged. This sends a little pulse of electricity through the battery and measures the resistance inside, and then we'll calculate it and we'll show you either good battery, bad battery. Very simple. These things have come down in price. Not too many years ago, it used to be only people who were doing this every day would spend this kind of money on a battery tester. If you're not going to use it all the time, you're not going to spend that kind of money. But now the price point has come down and these have become affordable. So I would say you can go online, you can find some of them inexpensive ones. They seem to work well. I've had some of my customers that have bought them and I've compared theirs with this, and it seems to give a good accuracy. So a conductance battery tester is a great diagnostic tool for anybody who really likes doing their own work on their boat. Okay, so the next item will make life working on your boat a lot easier too, because there are times when we have to we're working on our boat, we have to get down into a confined space, and it's limited access, and it can be a little claustrophobic. And even if it's not boiling hot outside, it can still be really stuffy in there. So one of my favorite things in the world is a little work fan powered by a tool battery. Now, most of the companies, or probably all the companies that are manufacturing cordless tools and batteries, are producing their version of a fan. And this just makes life in a confined space so much nicer, because we don't have to go find a big fan and drag an extension cord in. We can just grab a tool battery, put it in, take this small fan down into this tight space with us, and that little bit of a breeze makes it so much less claustrophobic. This would be a wonderful thing to give somebody who likes working on their own boat. All right, so we're going to wrap this up with probably the most versatile tool I can imagine, and a tool that I think anybody who does their own work on their boat would appreciate, and that is one of these. This is called a 6-in-1 screwdriver. And the reason it's called 6-in-1 is because it has 6 different functions in one tool. It has 2 sizes of slotted screwdriver bits, flip it over, and we have 2 sizes of Phillips heads. And if we take the bits out, we have a nut driver. So it's a 5/16 nut driver on one side, flip it over, and we have a 1/4-inch nut driver. Now, I would say if you're going to give one of these as a gift, don't give one, give 6, because they're not that expensive and they are so handy. What you probably will end up with, just like here, these are scattered throughout the shop. I carry 2 of them in my tool bag. In my own boat, there's one of these in the nav station drawer. They will end up everywhere, in the engine room, just sitting there, stored there, because when you need a screwdriver, I just need to tighten up that one hose clamp, and I really don't want to go and dig my tool bag out of the locker where it's stored. I can just grab this, tighten that clamp, and stow it again. Having a couple of these placed throughout the boat is a great thing. So anyway, that's probably one of my favorite tools right there. So anyway, hey, that's our show. So I hope you have a great holiday, and I hope we can give you some suggestions. And if you yourself happen to be that hard to buy for boater, you can share this video with the person you hope is buying you presents. Anyway, hey, till next time, keep working on your boat.